Somebody give me a quick sound check, please, and thank you. Let me know if my levels sound cool. I'm not too low or nothing like that, cause I'm I don't know what the hell. Listen. You wanna know why I'm late? Because I'm sitting there rewatching Man of Steel to cleanse the palate of this James Gunn Superman movie. Okay, all this movie made me do is go rewatch Man of Steel and further appreciate what we had. I don't think most people appreciated what we had. For some, yes, most people know. I'm not here to change the minds of those who liked it. If you like it, that's all that matters to you. That's great. All this movie was a reboot of Christopher Reeves's Superman movies. Y'all complain about Hollywood running out of ideas, reboot this, reboot that. That's what I just watched. I just watched a reboot of a Christopher Reeve Superman movie. This was god awful. This was a god awful movie. 4 out of 10. Once again, I'm speaking for myself. All of my peers and contemporaries that liked the movie, that's all that matters. You liked it. Sly didn't like this. He didn't like what he watched. This does not resonate with me. Okay? I get it. I'll watch every now and again. I'll watch an old G.I. Joe cartoon or Transformers cartoon. I'll watch the Thundercats and Silverhawks. I get all that, but guess what? If they turn them into movies, I want realism. I don't want the cartoon version of what I watched as a kid. I don't want that. This is my personal opinion, preference. I don't want cartoon versions of the stuff I grew up with. I'm 50. I want grown up, grounded, realistic versions of the IP that I grew up with as a kid. Okay? How is it that DC is known for darker, grounded, surrealistic narratives and tones? Now all of a sudden, y'all want to go the Marvel route. Okay. You got a Marvel version of Superman, Guardians of the Metropolis, Superman and Friends. Cool, you got it. I hope y'all enjoy what y'all asked for. Now let me tell you what was better than Superman. This is what I just watched here. The first 2 Superman movies, Christopher Reeve's Superman 1 and 2, are better than this. Man of Steel, clearly, by far, better than this. I'm going to say even Superman Returns is better than this. Yes. Superman and Lois, better than this. Smallville, better than this. Superman, the animated series, by far better than this. Hell, The Adventures of Superman and Lois with Dean Cain, better than this. Now, there's maybe 3 types of people going into this movie that will like Superman. Either you're a hardcore James Gunn fanatic, either you're a Gunn fanatic, Gunn glazer, Gunn globber, Gunn jizzer, you know what I'm saying? You're one of those people that Gunn can do no wrong in your eyes. Cool. Or you're one of these weirdly just weird ass old dudes that want to always revisit your childhood every time you open your Superman comic book. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And then there are those that are going to go see this movie, general audiences that have no dog in this fight when it comes to Marvel, DC, Gunn, Snyder. You know, if you're not aware of the situations, whatever the case may be, you're just going in there. So let me tell you what I heard in the movie theater. Clearly, I'm surrounded by a bunch of majority of normies. Okay? The general audience does not read comic books to that degree. Okay? I'm not doubting James Gunn's acumen on comics, but that's one of those, you listen to hip hop and you'd be like, oh, yo, you hear what did you catch that gem? You catch that jewel? No, I'm just listening to the song, man. I'm not digging for gold. I'm not trying to find the buried treasure in the lyrics, right? White kid listen to Nas. Oh, Nas is cool. Black kid listen to Nas. Yo, did you hear what he just said? The double entendres, man. You hear how he put them punchlines together, man? That's not how this works. So the jokes that they laughed at were the monkeys, Crypto, and there was one other joke I keep forgetting. This is just another James Gunn movie, and you're crazy as hell if you're gonna sit here and tell me James Gunn was the guy for this IP. James Gunn should have never touched Superman. Okay. Now let me walk down what I remember from this movie. And if you disagree, that's okay. I don't run like echo chambers. You liked it, that's all that matters. Opening scene is what we've already seen. The Hammer of Baravia. So has anyone heard of the Golem of Prague? But people were saying this is not a political movie. This is very much a political movie because I study signs and symbology. Okay, so the star on the chest of the Hammer of Baravia is a reference to the Prague of Gollum, right? But anywho, first opening act, Superman getting beat up by the hammer. Okay, matter of fact, this is what the Hammer of Baravia was based off of, the Prague of Gollum. Okay, this is some Israel business, but don't listen to me because I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. You saw the outfit here, the Golem of Prague. Okay, this is the outfit that Ultraman was wearing in the opening act when he beat up Superman. There's a star on his chest. All right, this is Israel business. So yes, this movie is political. Okay, this is why we go surface level with these things. Okay, has anyone mentioned that? Nope. I guarantee it, out of every movie review all y'all watch from everybody, nobody is breaking down, has told you why Ultraman is wearing that big ass this outfit and what the star on his chest means. Okay, they don't make these movies for nothing. All right, they don't make these movies for nothing. So now let's look up, and I don't want to get sidetracked with the knowledge and shit. You know what I'm saying? This is child's play for me, but I just want to give y'all a reference. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. The Prague of Gollum. Or the Golem of Prague. Okay. There's no such thing as coincidence. No such thing. There's nothing random about anything they put on the big screen. Y'all need to go watch The Studio on Apple TV. Phenomenal series with Seth Rogen about the ins and outs of making movies, the movie business. I mean, series and movies have come before and told us all, but that's a phenomenal series. Okay, they don't put nothing on the big screen for nothing, not for shits and giggles. Okay, this is Israel business. Sit here and tell me it's not political. Okay, sure, guy. Neurotic. It's not political. Okay, okay. Who else said it's not political? Of course, goofball John Campea, Rob Burnett. Who else? Who all said it wasn't political? They all said it wasn't political. I didn't see no wokeness. It's beyond woke. This is Israel business. Right? Anywho. And then the goofy ass dog. Like, I don't know what. Listen, I used to own dogs. Nobody likes an undisciplined dog. There's nothing cute about a dog that doesn't listen to you. I don't understand that. What's wrong with you people? Nobody that owns dogs likes an undisciplined, untrained, disobedient ass dog. That shit is not cute. You know, as a dog handler, the first thing you do is correct the dog, especially when they're a puppy. When you feed them and you go to pet them while they're eating and they growl at you, you snatch them up by the collar real quick and you stare at him, to remind him the pecking order. And you put his little ass back down, you let him eat, and then you pet him again, and he doesn't growl back at you. All right? Oh, so many things wrong with this movie that I didn't care for. Y'all kept hollering about Mr. Terrific. I told you he was the blaxploitation character. As soon as he shows up, what's the skinny? What's the skinny? What you mean, what is, I told you it's gonna be some 1970s jive, turkey. White ass sucker, I'ma get you. So I told y'all, right? And then in the third act, when he goes to the Lexus ship to close the rift, the portal that's been opened. The white dude's like, I got the codes, I can help you. I don't need your help. I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific. I don't need your help. I'm the goddamn Mr. Terrific. Y'all didn't, no one caught that, huh? I didn't know what I was talking about, huh? Okay. All right. Okay. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Don't know what I'm talking about. You right. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm only like 108 and 5 in this shit. But and then this fool Lex Luthor. Y'all complain about Jesse Eisenberg being miscast as Lex Luthor. This version of Lex, played by Nicholas Hoult, was a whiny and petulant child with money and resources and is basically mad because, you know, there's somebody cooler than him. The whole plot of this movie is Lex starts a war between two neighboring countries, right? Boravia and some poor defenseless country named Jutendon or something, right? They're border neighbors, and Boravia has all the resources, all the military. The other people in the other country are poor, downtrodden. They just trying to get by. Does it sound familiar? Does that sound like Israel versus Palestine? But it's not political. You're right. And you had the little black boys try to create the flag and stand it up so Superman can hear their cries and please, white savior. Superman. Ain't y'all tired of seeing this shit? Y'all ain't tired of seeing this white savior role? And listen, I'm tired of, here come the Hotep niggas and all the super lyrical. Well, you know Superman, represents Heru. Nigga, I don't care. I love Asir the Duke of Tears, but I don't want to hear Superman as Heru. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't. Please don't come back to me. Well, brother, he represents the Falcon, you know what I'm saying? That's Heru, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm looking at this big ass screen with the majority of these downtrodden ass people, dark complected, brown complected, hooping and Superman, the kids, Superman, Superman. Of course, Superman doesn't show up. The Justice Gang shows up at the end and thwarts the military, right? What else? What else? This fool Lex Luthor. Yeah. So basically, he wants to start a war to give him an excuse to go after Superman because he's gonna blame Superman for the friction and all this and that, blah blah blah. He's an petulant child. Forgettable. This is a forgettable role for him. This movie will be forgotten by the end of the summer. Definitely by the end of the year. You're not gonna listen when this thing comes on streaming. You're not gonna break your neck to go see this. You're not gonna be like 3 years from now. Let me go replay that Superman 2025. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. Typical James Gunn movie. Not his best work. I mean, Guardians 1 and basically all the Guardians movies are better than this. I'm no huge fan of the Guardians movie, but all three of them are better than this. This might be better than Brightburn. I loved Brightburn though, even though James Gunn was a producer on that movie. He didn't direct; he was a producer. But I loved Brightburn. I loved the idea of an evil Superman. You could have done the Red Son adaptation. You could have done Red Son. For those that don't know what Red Son is an Elseworld comic where Superman was born in Russia. They even did an animated movie for it. You could have did Superman Red Son. Would have killed it. Yeah. Would have killed it. Eric, thank you for the 2, brethren. Were the jokes overdone? Gunn is notorious for it. Yeah. The one joke that stands out. Oh, so let's get to Clark's parents. If you're a white person from the South, or if you're a white person that lives in the Midwest and you're a farmer, you should be offended. Clark's parents were white trash, white podunk trash farmers that can't speak proper English because the country accent is so thick. So Ma Kent calls Clark because Clark got his first article published on the front page. She calls Clark on the phone and she's talking to Clark like this. Hey, it's Ma and Pa just wanted to see how you doing because we saw your paper and your story on the front page. She's talking to him over the phone like this. And we just saw your story on the front page. We just want to say congratulations, son, you did good. I shit you not. If you're a white person, and you should be offended. If you're a farmer, you live in the Midwest, you got an accent, right? These people were white podunk trash. Country as fuck. Yeah, trailer park. What's worse than a redneck? They were that. and then after he comes I'm gonna be all over the place with this because I'm not going in order. And then when Pa Kent was talking to him, remember when me and the boys went down to this place and we got burritos. I said, what is a burritos? Oh, he meant burritos. Yeah, and we went to go get some burritos. It's down the way, and still pretty good burritos. They taste pretty good. I'm like, what? Who? So he's trying to give Clark life advice because come to find out, Clark is a goddamn Viltrumite. All my Invincible people, you know what a Viltrumite is. They go throughout the galaxy, invading, conquering worlds. They bed all the women to have all the super soldier children fight and replenish the Viltrumite empire. So James Gunn thought it was cool to change Kal-El's backstory and make him a goddamn Viltrumite. Nigga, we already got Invincible. So the message, Lex breaks into the Fortress of Solitude and gets the message from his parents. The first half of the message is like, "Oh, son, we love you, we miss you, you're gonna do great," and then the other half of the message is corrupted. So Lex breaks in, has the engineer chick, the Spanish chick with the cornrows, hack into the system, get the files, and he decodes the message. And the other half of the message reads, let me see, what did he say? The other half of the message reads to Clark about the humans. It says, "Dispatch of anyone unable or unwilling to serve you, Kal-El. Take as many wives as you can, so your genes and Krypton's might and legacy will live on in this new frontier." This is from his mama and his daddy. Right? So now he's struggling with his identity. Lex, he says, "Do us proud, our beloved son, rule without mercy." So Lex puts this out on the internet and the newspapers, whatever. And everyone's like, that's why everyone's so angry with him in the trailers, because they found out what his parents, his real mission was. Yeah. I see the thumbs downs. Shout out to y'all, you gun glazers. Shout out to y'all. But anywho, parents with podunk white trash. Respectfully, yeah. I didn't see none of the white folk bring that up. I wonder why. I wonder why not. Oh yeah. So the daddy, Pa Kent. Yeah. So after he went and got his burritos, he's like, "Hey, choices and actions determine and make who you are. I never knew without a doubt who you are. That don't make you some shit. Your choices and your actions, and you I ain't never been more prouder than I am of you." That's what threw me off, right? He's like, "I ain't never been more prouder than I am of you," and that's when Clark gives him a hug. It was weird, man. And then the mama comes in. "Oh, Mush," she calls her husband Mush. "Oh, Mush, Clark, there's something about you on the TV. Come take a look." I dare anybody challenge my critique of this movie. Listen, I challenge anybody, especially urban creators, to challenge my critique of this movie. This movie is a 4 out of a 10. Save y'all's money. Fire stick it if you can. 123 Cams has already put the bootleg cam version out on the internet. Save your money. Trust me on this. Shout out to Mr. Hatch for donating and sponsoring today's show, because I had no intention of spending my hard-earned money on this bullshit. Okay? I'm not the biggest fan of piracy, but save y'all's money, because you can spend that on some good burritos. Spend that hard-earned money on some good burritos made by the Mexicans down at the spot that we used to go to. The Mexicans make best burritos. I told my wife, "Baby, the Mexicans, they make the best burritos. Best burritos." And then Krypto is implied killing Paz, the cattle. There's a joke, he had to bring Krypto away from the farm to keep Krypto from killing the cows. Lex Luthor puts everybody he hates in a pocket dimension. Now, the first time we've seen pocket dimensions introduced into any DC universe was through Peacemaker, a show that y'all not gonna watch, a show that you didn't watch, and a show you're not gonna watch for season 2 either. But anywho, he makes a cameo in it, right? Talking about Superman, whatever. He puts all the people that he can't stand, or people that whatever, in the pocket dimension, ex-girlfriends, whoever the case. He got Metamorpho up in there. The one scene that threw me off, which I was like, oh, he had the Arab, the Arab guy or Indian or Arab, one of the two, that helped Superman out the first time, right, when he's getting his ass whooped by the Hammer, right? He playing Russian roulette with him in front of Clark. He said in front of Clark, he's like, listen, you tell me whoever's helping you, and I'll save this man's life, right? And he's playing Russian roulette with the guy, and on the second try, he shoots the guy in the head. I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. So Lex killed an innocent victim in the pocket dimension. Hawkgirl in the third act kills the president of Baravia because she's flying around screaming like a hawk, which is irritating as hell. So she's flying with him. She's got him. This is in the third act, and he's like, you're not gonna kill me, you're not Superman. And she's like, you're right, I'm not, and lets him fall to his death. I'm like, wow. Right? Okay, what else? I didn't stay for the post-credit scenes. I didn't care. But the last scene is when Kara shows up. She's drunk. This is y'all Supergirl, Ally Milcock from House of Dragons. She's Supergirl. She comes in stumbling drunk, and Krypto jumps on her. And the same way Krypto was jumping on Superman in the first act, in the very opening scene, is how she's doing Supergirl. Supergirl likes how he plays with her. Just throwing her around and bashing her head against the goddamn concrete. And so then she gets up and she walks off like, thanks for watching them, you bitch. Why you gotta be a bitch? Oh, okay, so this is what y'all gonna get next year, Supergirl. I won't go see that either. I don't give a damn how good of a Lobo Jason Momoa plays. Okay, so then the fight between Ultraman and Superman. Ultraman is so stupid that Lex and his control council with his team has to tell them whatever moves Ultraman has to do. Like B16, C64, L9, and be these different moves because he's already studied Superman for so long. He knows his fighting style, so he's programmed Ultraman to counter Superman's fighting style, whatever. So in that third act, and that last fight they had, Krypto destroys all the drones, so Lex can't see the fight. And then without being programmed to fight, Ultraman's pretty much useless. He gets thrown into the black hole. He's not dead. I mean, you can make an inference that he ended up might be in Bizarro because he said he's so stupid, right? But they also infer that he's actually stronger than this Superman. I don't know what y'all want to see. I don't want to see a weak Superman. What is wrong with y'all? Why you want to watch a depowered Superman? He gets beat up by everybody, right? He gets beat up by everybody. I mean, technically, he got beat up by Ultraman 3 times. First time impersonating the Hammer of Baravia to set up the conflict, right? The fake conflict. Wink, wink. And the kaiju scene was stupid. Why is the little girl in the air? You got a, 300-foot tall monster. It's the trailer shot y'all all seen when he runs to cover her head and damn near breaks her neck in the slow-mo shot. Bitch, why are you out here and stumbling and bumbling around with a kaiju around here? Why? And then Lois Lane, played by Rachel Brosnahan. I thought it was a fairly decent adaptation of her. Aggressive, no nonsense. She doesn't trust people. She questions everything. There's this dynamic between her and Clark. Clark is trusting of everybody. She doesn't trust anybody, and she's like, I'm not good in relationships. So they're trying to find their way in as a couple, whatever. The one scene when we got that first concept art of him putting on his boots, so he goes to her penthouse after the information of his parents has been released. And in the background, you see the Justice Gang fighting an interdimensional imp. And they're just sitting there drinking cocoa while they're fighting. She's like, aren't you going to go help them? He's like, oh, that's an interdimensional imp. They got it. They don't need my help. and you can see Green Lantern make a baseball bat construct. He's just hitting hitting the imp over the head in the background. That is funny to me. That's funny as hell to me, because this whole time this is serious conversation, and you got them three in the background fighting this one-eyed tentacle thing. It was funny as hell. That was fun, because I'm like, the contrast. All right, let me do this before I keep going. Was she better than Amy Adams? Very good question. If you're looking for the standard Lois, if you're talking Superman animated series Lois, yes. She was more closer to the adaptation of what you expect from a Lois from the comics and from the TV show, yes. So in that regard, she was better than Amy Adams. Matter of fact, let me go through y'all's comments before I get too far gone. No, I did not. No, I did not. Not at all. Once again, I was sponsored to go watch this. I wasn't no way in hell I was going to spend my hard-earned money on this. Right? Half empty. Okay. Here you got something. Listen, I'm sitting there. Listen, I had to come home and watch Man of Steel. You liked it? That's all that matters. That's great. Awesome. But it was trash. Okay? It was trash. It was trash. Hey, yes. Hey, Joey, go. And tell me what y'all what your thoughts. I'm just giving y'all my thoughts and my opinions, all right? I like my stuff serious. That's why I'm a DC fan. Listen, nobody was complaining when Nolan was running Batman. I'd never heard anybody say, man, Batman's too grounded. It's too real. I've never heard, even those early Batman movies with even with Tim Burton, Michael Keaton, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of campy, but still dark, right? The George Clooney thing was a straight comedy, but all throughout the history of film, DC has always been serious. Why you want a comic book version of Superman is beyond me. That's why, even though y'all don't want to agree, the Batman still worked with Robert Pattinson. I like the Batman. I thought it was too long. I thought the third act was kind of weak, but I liked this Batman. I like Batfleck, Ben Affleck. I like real, grounded, like, if there's a motherfucker out here, the billionaire with money and tech, this is what he's doing. And this is how it would look like. Okay? Why for the life of me y'all want a comic book version of a light, airy, playful Superman is beyond me. That's why this shit ain't working now. It's out of date, out of touch. This is why I hate to say it. No, I'm not hating to say it, but this is why Man of Steel still gets watched. This is why motherfuckers go back and still watch Man of Steel, be like, damn, if that shit was real. Could you imagine what it would, you know what I'm saying? That's why people still go back and watch Man of Steel, because it is so grounded. It's so just more realistic than anything, you know what I'm saying? Like Christopher Reeve, Superman's like escapism. Like, okay, let me see some fantasy shit. Let me put on some fantasy. Oh, okay. Oh, awesome. Now let me get some realism, and I'll pop on Man of Steel. Okay? Hell, even Superman Returns wasn't fantasy. It wasn't comic booky. It was still grounded, right? Let me see what else. I'm not saying don't watch it. I'm just saying don't spend your money to watch it. There's other ways. Girl, listen. See what I'm saying? Like, there's gotta be you gotta put a cap on some shit. Man, super mid, bruh. Super mid. It's a James Gunn movie, y'all. What do you expect? What do you expect? It's a James Gunn movie. Through and through. I'm just getting to y'all comments, man. I don't want anybody to feel like no, I'm not leaving you guys out or whatever. So hell, This movie has a Superman animated series type of. It's a poor attempt at it. I'd rather go watch the animated series. You know, Billy Zane would have made a great Lex. You know, Nicholas Hoult is not it. Sorry. See here, yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. You know, Superman's based on the the black people. Man, we get our powers from the sun. I don't want to hear that shit, man. I don't want to hear that. you know. I don't want to hear that. So, yeah. So Tess Mocker. Okay, so let's get to Jimmy Olsen. Now, if you look at Jimmy Olsen, he's not a good-looking guy. I'm not going weird on y'all. Listen, people either look good or they don't. The guy playing Jimmy Olsen did not look good. He's not a good-looking guy. So now you're asking me to suspend disbelief, and he's a woman magnet. Like, women are just fawning over this dude. Like, he's at his desk, and there's a black and a white chick like, "Hi, Jimmy," and he's like, "Hey," and like, "Oh my God, he spoke to me." Like, what? He's a little scrawny dude. So then Lex's girlfriend is Eve Tessmacher. Eve Tessmacher used to date Jimmy. They broke up. And so they were looking when Superman got kidnapped and put into the pocket dimension. Lois was like, "Hey, we gotta find Superman. We gotta break him out. We gotta find him. And Jimmy's like, "I may know somebody." So then Eve is texting him, secretly, because Lex is always controlling this woman and she can't really go anywhere because he's got cameras everywhere. And so she sends him information. She sends him all these selfies of herself, but in the background are his plans to blame Superman to cause a war between these two countries. So they've kind of figured it out. And Lois so Lois goes to the Hall of Justice. Justice Gang are there. She's trying to convince them to help Superman. He's not here to rule the planet, and please help. And of course, Guy's like, nah. He's chewing. Look, he has a gold tooth. Guy Gardner has a gold tooth. I didn't know Guy Gardner had a gold tooth in the comics. If he did, I didn't know, right? He has a gold tooth, and he's just talking smack. Well, I don't know. As a Green Lantern, I'm here to serve and protect from people like him. So they all rebuff. She's leaving. That's when Mr. Terrific is like, "Come on, I'm gonna come help you with your boyfriend." So then they're in the vehicle. They're in the flying saucer, and she's just talking about, "Well, how'd you know we were?" And I was gonna break up with him, and he's like, "I'm devoid of emotion." And she's like, "Oh, okay." Because he's breaking down her whole history with Superman, and he's like, "I'm devoid of all emotion." This nigga is like Jim Brown. I'm sorry. This nigga is like Jim Brown in this movie. I'm sorry. Hey. I put Neo trackers in everybody's blood so I can keep track of them. What? Yeah, I put nanobites in Superman's blood so I can track him. And she's like, "Oh, you did?" And yeah, I put it in everybody. And everybody's looking at them looking at themselves like, so there's nanobot trackers in my body. It's like Superman has a contingency plan for everybody, right? That shit was okay. They break him out. I don't know, man. I'm just going to y'all comments, man. I'm just going through y'all comments. Yeah, Jor-El played by Bradley Cooper. Whoop-de-doo, big reveal, right? Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, he called the Kents retards. They were! Like, how are you? Who should be offended watching this movie? Okay. If you call yourself a white redneck, you should be offended. If you're a white person from the Midwest that that has a farming community, you should be offended. If you're an urban person, you should be slightly offended, because once again, I challenge anybody to debate me on why Mr. Terrific is not a blaxploitation character. Everybody is like, "Oh, he's so cool." You know why he's cool? Because everybody else's character sucks. Mr. Terrific's character is cool because everybody else's characters suck. Listen, I promise you, the whole time I'm waiting to hear him say, "You jive turkey." I was waiting for it. I was like, please say jive turkey one time. Please. And then the one fight scene everyone kept fawning over, when they go to the camp to go break out Superman. So Lex has this group called Planet Watch. He goes to the Department of Defense and says, "Hey, I got a cyber enhanced human, the engineer. I got Ultraman, and I got these Raptors, right? These guys in flying suits, like the Iron Man army, right?" He's like, I got this. I could use to keep our planet safe from guys like Superman. The Department of Defense is like, we don't know. That's still kind of sketchy. So when Mr. Terrific and Lois go to the camp to actually go to the pocket dimension of this is the fight in the desert, right? And then so all of a sudden the Raptors come out, and then it's Mr. Terrific versus 50 people, 50 guys. He puts her in a force field, and you had the typical James Gunn hallway shot. The camera just spins, and you see all the fighting, all the action, and it just spins from her point of view, and all around her is just all this chaos and him just beating up everybody with the T-spheres and this and that, and just all typical Guardians of the Galaxy hallway scene that you've seen before. Nothing new. People kept saying, "Oh, that scene was so awesome." Really? Was it? We seen this before. Typical James Gunn. So after he beats up all the Raptors and all the workers, he drops the force field, and they go to the pocket dimension to go free Superman. And then the thing with the little baby Metamorpho, he frees the baby Metamorpho after Metamorpho agrees to not use kryptonite on him. Then there's some speech that Superman gives to Lex. What makes me human is I get scared, and I try to do the right thing, and sometimes I mess up, but I'm hopeful. But it makes me human. If you're a nostalgia buff for Christopher Reeve, this movie's right up your alley. You're going to love this movie. The suit looked trash. I don't care what none of y'all say. If you're a Christopher Reeve nut job, respectfully, and you're looking for that feel good moment, this movie is for you. If you're a general normie that just doesn't know what good cinema is, this is probably for you. But if you got some sense about yourself, this movie's not for you. Okay, this movie's not for you. I want movies to make me think. I like when I'm challenged by the story. Okay, this is a movie for not teenagers, but preteens. This is a movie for preteens and older folk and those that just want to, feel good about. You just wanted a Christopher Reeve reboot without saying it. So, then the whole thing about him being an immigrant. Superman is a refugee. I wouldn't call Superman an immigrant, right? I don't know what a refugee is somebody escaping a place of danger. Krypton was a dangerous place. He had to leave. That's a refugee. An immigrant makes a choice. Well, where country do we want to flee to? Well, we have a couple choices. Superman didn't have a choice. He's a refugee, not an immigrant. That's my take on it. That's how I see it, right? Okay, let me get caught up in y'all comments. Once again, this is my opinion only. Now, what's funny is, I'm starting to see everybody that was hooping and hollering about the direction, right? They were happy that, let's take Angry Joe. Angry Joe at first made literally a 30-minute rant, damn near crying about how they screwed over Henry Cavill, right? So 1 year he's upset in tears about them firing Henry Cavill. And then the next year he's super excited about this new reboot. And now all of a sudden he's like, it wasn't as good as I thought. So at the end of the day, it wasn't worth it to reboot. You should have stuck with what you had. You should have gave us MOS 2 and let Zack finish it, the Justice League story. This was not worth the reboot. Sorry. This movie will not outgross Man of Steel. Matter of fact, I'm not even using inflation numbers. Everyone keeps using inflation numbers as the baseline for this movie to be successful. I'm not even using inflation numbers. I don't think this movie beats MOS baseline pre-inflation numbers. Do you understand? Pre-inflation numbers is 670 million globally. Inflation numbers, $972 million. This movie will not outgross Man of Steel's baseline numbers. It will not make 670. It will not. It will not. It will not. Matter of fact, I'll take anybody's wager on that. Right? I'll take anybody's wager on that. Let me see. Look at y'all comments. Any good parts in this movie? I mean, the interaction between Clark and Lois when they have a moment together is cool. I guess Mr. Terrific, his little side stuff, like, it would be cool. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to find parts of this movie to justify y'all going out to spend y'all money. You're not going to be happy. I'm telling you right now. For the most of y'all in the chat, I would consider you guys normies, respectfully. Like, you're not immersed into this. You don't care about who's beefing with who, what groups are beefing with what groups. So you guys are not invested into this like some of us are, right? This is not worth your money. This is not worth your money. You're not gonna be happy. I promise you're not gonna be happy. You're gonna be like, wow, that's it. You're gonna come out of there like, damn, that's it. I guarantee that's how you're gonna come out. You're gonna come out like, meh. Something's missing. I needed more, you know? I'm telling you, Iron 5, bruh. I was just sitting there waiting for him to say, "You jive, turkey sucker. Get out of my face, you sucker." You know what I'm saying? This movie is largely forgettable, man. No, the clowny one was George Clooney and Robin. Remember, they brought in Robin. Michael Keaton's Batman was serious. So was Val Kilmer's. But George Clooney, it had the nipples on the suit, and then they had young boy, I forget his name now, but he was the Robin. It was widely panned. It was widely panned by a lot of people, you know. Man, I still watch the listen, I still watch Man of Steel trailer. I still watch the Batman trailer. Listen, when the Penguin's Jaguar flips over, when it's that street level shot. Oh, you know what? Come on, man. Let's go look, man. Like that trailer still gives me chills. Like the last 20 seconds of the Batman trailer gives me effing chills. The Man of Steel trailer still gives me chills because it was serious. Ain't nobody getting no damn thrill, no chills and thrills off that Superman. Man, get the fuck out. Hold on, let me find that. It's just the one last 10 seconds of the trailer when Superman's walking up to the Penguin's car, man, in slow motion, and that shit's upside down. I was like, oh my god, and the music is playing. I was like, oh my god, this Batman's gonna whoop somebody's ass. Hey, remember, the best part of the Batman movie to me, I'm talking about Robert Pattinson, is when they had to shoot out at the pier. Catwoman's there. right? And Penguin's like, "You trying to get my money? You trying to get my money?" Shooting at everybody, and then Batman disappears, man. And then you hear the turbines start up on the Batmobile. That shit rocked the goddamn theater. You just heard it's like, wee! They started spooling up and whining. You're like, oh my god! And then the engine kicks in, and then you see the flames out the fucking hood. Oh my god! that shit was crazy. We're like, oh my god, the Batmobile. Wait. That's you think this movie's gonna make as much money as the Batman? And people were calling the Batman mid. I remember that, right? Because they said they were calling it mid because it only made $700 million. Normally, because people are still used to Nolan's Batman's making $1 billion or whatever, and they were like, man, it's cool, but it only made $700 million. And I was like, it's a new Batman. I thought it was a tad bit too long, and that third act was a bit too much for me. But wait, let me find it, man. Let me find it. Here we go. Listen, when this trailer hit, when that car flipped over, it,
I got you! I got you!
Man, that shit hit, man. That shit, I was sold. I was like, I'm there. Listen, how is it you want a realistic Batman, but you want a comic book version of Superman? That makes no sense. And then y'all want James Gunn to do a World's Finest? Y'all want him? Listen, I don't think Matt Reeves. I think part of why Matt Reeves held on to that script for so long is because he wanted to see how Superman's going to do. Like he just turned it in a couple weeks ago. This is not going to do well. And Matt Reeves is going to be like, nope, you can't have my Batman because your Superman can't even make no real money. If Matt Reeves is smart, protect your Batman. Protect your Batman. Where's the other part? When the shit started up. Oh my god, that shit was so epic in the theater. You need a surround sound for that. You need a surround sound for this. Cause this shit was insane. Where's it at? Shoot. Yeah, here we go. Woo. Man, shit, listen. That theater was rocking. Get this shit. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here with that, man. Come on, y'all want comic book Superman, while Batman over here in the real world is still outselling. It makes no sense to me. Y'all make no sense. For all y'all that want this merger to happen, why? How? Right? I'm so behind y'all comments. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me, y'all. Please forgive me. Yeah, Angry Joe flip flops. Jody's corner flip flop. You know what? Come on, let's go look at these flip floppers. Let's go together, y'all. Y'all come with me. Let's go on a little trip and go watch these flip flopping ass YouTubers. Right? They was all happy. They got over Cavill being fired pretty quick, and they're all like, "Oh, you're all gung ho for Superman, right?"
Oh, real strong feelings either way going into this, so I'm not disappointed. I think it's a pretty good film. I can totally understand people wanting to love this, but I think that what I got here was a pretty good movie. I think we got some pretty good action.
Pretty good ain't good enough. This is the first movie of a whole new iteration of a IP that will either sink or swim an entire film division. An entire film division of this company is solely dependent on this movie doing good. It did not get the job done. That's what none of these motherfuckers want to say. The movie did not get the job done. Liking it ain't. Yeah. Look at him. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go.
We got some pretty good heart. Sometimes there was one scene in particular that I think it was really touching, and it was the one time where James Gunn didn't interrupt his moment with a ill-timed, often not very funny joke or attempt at humor, and so that we did get one. I mean, this is a James Gunn film for all of the good and the bad that comes along with it, because I think there's a lot of times where he's trying to inject humor. In my opinion, I think he went a little too overboard with this, because I do think that there was a good emotional foundation here that we could have explored more of.
Yeah.
I think some of my fears were, for me, I don't know if it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, but it did feel overstuffed. It did feel like there was too many characters. There was great stuff here, and I was wanting more of it constantly. A couple characters.
Boy, the cope runneth over.
In particular, it's like, man, I want to spend more time with these ones. I don't need you to introduce these ones. I get it. HBO probably has a TV show and an animated show, and they're gonna make cameos here and there. And
okay, let me get
Blockbuster.
the
If you have a beer, and you have
what he
popcorn,
has to say.
You're gonna not have as great of a time.
Kind of
Greatness here. But we spent a lot of time way below.
We did. For me, the best thing was David and Rachel. They had good chemistry, and that's what I wanted more of.
We got, what, 5 minutes?
Yes, and that is what was
okay,
real.
come on. I want to hear
In the very
Angry
first
Joe.
movie.
It's like more. Yeah, it's exactly
that as I formulate my thoughts. Guys, I'm shook. I'm shook. I don't know how to feel. I'm going to be honest. We literally just saw this.
Yeah.
And I am of two minds right now. I have a critic brain and I have a fan brain. Obviously, my fan brain and my fanboyism for the character of Superman, I liked it. I had fun. But also my critic brain, there's...
I ain't gonna lie. This was the best shot of the movie. Right here. Wait. Right here. When, oh, damn it. This here. So, when Lex opened a portal, a dimensional rift, because he's playing with pocket holes, and Mr. Terrific's like, this is why you don't play with pocket holes. This is why you don't create dimensions. Okay. And it's splitting the city in half. And the buildings start collapsing like dominoes. And he flies in at the very last minute because his lady's car stalls and the building's about to fall on top of her. And he catches the building and she gets her car started and she drives away and the building falls. And this cloud of smoke, right, plumes up and she's driving looking back and he comes out the clouds. I was like, that's a dope shot. Like the clouds kind of dissipate around him and you just see him floating in there. This was a cool ass shot. Few and far between, but I ain't gonna front. That was a hard shot of him just in the debris smoke while she's driving away and he just, he's in the front and center. But anywho, let me get to this cope.
Also, my critic brain, there's so many red flags going off. There's so many missed opportunities that, I don't want to gush and start ranting because you're going to think that I hate the film and I don't hate the film. I love Superman, and perhaps I love Superman too much because I want him to succeed at the highest level. And when you see him executed in this particular way, this is a new Superman. Let me talk good things. This is a new Superman done in a new way that we've not seen on screen before, okay? This is a comic Superman. This is a vulnerable Superman. This is a human Superman. This is a Superman that feels, that gets his ass kicked all the time.
You didn't get all that with Man of Steel, minus the ass whooping. Listen, I don't want to see Superman get beat up by nobody that's not stronger than him or nobody less than him, okay? I don't want to see Superman get beat up by anybody lesser than him. Also the numbers, they play with the numbers in y'all faces. So in the beginning of opening credits, it was 300 years ago, metahumans show up. 30 years ago, Superman comes to the planet. And then 3 years ago, Superman is the strongest metahuman in the world. And then 30 minutes ago, he took his he lost his first fight. So they start playing with the threes in your faces in the very beginning of the opening title card of the crawl. So you see a bunch of threes in the beginning. Okay, but let's continue with this quote.
time. This is a Superman that has those human feelings. But the problems are when you do that, you have to balance that out with badass moments. You have to balance that out with great action. You have to actually have those moments have feeling. And unfortunately, all of the moments where I was supposed to be feeling something, sometimes it was there because of my love of the character, but it wasn't at the level that I thought it would be. And James Gunn makes personal choices. James Gunn a long time ago said, I don't want to do Superman. And then he said, I will do Superman. I found an in. I found, how I want to do it. And do I think it's a good start to the DCU? Yes. But as a Superman film...
No, ain't no buts. Either it is or it isn't. There is no but. Listen, let me pull this back on myself real quick. To all you hypocrites out here, all you comic book hypocrites, all of you, black, white, Asian, Indian, I don't give a damn. If Zack Snyder had made this movie, here, y'all be at his front door with pitchforks and tiki torches. If Zack Snyder gave you this crap right today, you be at his front door. You kidnap his dog, his cat. You probably hold his wife hostage, Deborah. Y'all will be at that man's front door with tiki torches and pitchforks. Come on out, Zach. We got some questions to ask you about this movie you gave us. Hypocrites, a lot of you. And I mean, I'm referring to all of the Paige Shills, the John Campias. He's a super gun glazer. Rob Burnett's a super gun glazer. I like Rob though, but I respect Rob. But I think when Rob gets around John, he goes with he don't want to rock the boat. So I can't get with that. Jody, Angry Joe, like all these shit and who's homeboy? 3C Films. Like y'all acting like DC is giving y'all early access to this shit to give it a bad review. We know how the game goes. Right? Matt Ramos, DC Blue Angel, who's the other kid? Blu-ray Angel. All these shills with these shill ass reviews of this movie. I hope it was worth it, because this shit's gonna flop. Influencers, the studios are making a huge mistake placing their bets on influencers to influence y'all if a movie is good. They're making y'all feel stupid. Oh, you don't know what a good movie is because this is why the exposition and the screenplay. No. You know a good movie when you watch it. Y'all, don't let these people, sway y'all. You know a good movie when you watch it. You know how you feel about a movie when you leave the theater. Did you like it? Yes or no? How did it make you feel? Did you resonate with some of the characters? Could you understand why they did what they did? Were you rooting for the bad guy? Did the good guy win? Did you wish I wish they could have got together at the end? Okay? Did it make you walk away asking questions like, wow, this... And does it get you excited for a possible sequel? And what if that? What that? Oh, what if that? And did you get excited for the little Easter eggs and the little symbology and shit? Oh, did you see how this movie didn't do it? So I'm so glad these shills and influencers getting a wake up call. This ain't all y'all's YouTube influence cannot save this movie. This movie was trash. Now everyone's got the copium, walking it back. But what I said was, no. That's what the fuck you said a month ago, a year ago. It's the same. Look, listen. Remember, this man was on the verge of tears when they let Cavill go. Why don't you want no money? Wait, let me go find. Let's go find it. Let me pull it back up again. Remember how angry this man was. Look, we're gonna go all over a few of these content creators, then walking it back. You don't like money? You don't want my money? Remember this now. Let me go find it. Oh shit, that's wrong, dude. Angry Joe. That's his name. My bad. Why? I remember that rant because I felt that rant because I felt he was, speaking for me as well. I was like, yeah, I agree, bro. They don't want my money. I'm like, you don't want my money? Oh, let me find it. Angry Joe. It was an epic rant. Do you understand? It was an epic rant. This was 2 years ago.
James. But if
This was 2 years ago, okay? I gotta let this play out. For context, I gotta let it play out. Y'all ready? Let's go.
no! Why? Why? Why, goddammit? What the f? Why'd you show me the f***ing thing if I can't have it?
Y'all remember this now?
if I couldn't have it?
The incredibly bad fucking news has just broke an hour ago. Holy shit. No! 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 Why?
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 I don't know why.
Nobody gives a shit about a Superman origin story. Nobody gives a shit. We've already had a young Superman. It's time to see Superman at his best, at their power level. Go up against Mongol. Go up against Lobo. Go up against motherfucking...
That's why I didn't like the idea of a depowered Superman, and neither will you. Okay? There's nobody on planet Earth that should be able to hang with Superman. You're gonna need some kryptonite. Outside of kryptonite, there's nobody on planet Earth that should be able to hang and bang with Superman. I don't give a fuck who they are. I don't want a depowered Superman. Like from start to finish, he got his ass whooped, and Krypto had to save him. Lois and Mr. Terrific had to save him. Like, I can't remember one time he saved himself. He didn't kill the kaiju. Mr. Terrific did that. Put the T-spears in the monster's mouth, went to his stomach, and they exploded and blew up his stomach and killed the kaiju. Superman didn't do that. Superman didn't kill Ultraman. He just put him in a black hole. So you can assert that he may end up becoming a Bizarro. Superman did not beat the engineer, the nanobite chick, the chick with nanobites. He just knocked her unconscious when she was trying to fill his lung with nanobites. He went up in the air, came back down at a high rate of speed, hit the ground, knocked her unconscious. He didn't beat nobody. Superman didn't beat anybody in this movie. He got beat up by his goddamn dog. Like, he didn't beat nobody's ass. He didn't whoop nobody's ass. Okay, he broke Ultraman's hand. Whoop-de-doo. Okay? Let's continue. Let's continue. Remember, I want y'all to remember this rant, man.
Darkseid, go up against goddamn fucking galactic level threats. I don't give a shit. I don't want to see motherfucking young ass Superman dealing with goddamn reporting and goddamn learning how to be Superman. I've already seen that a ton of times. You had an amazing actor who embodies the role.
This man is having a breakdown. I felt this shit. I was the same way. Matter of fact, we're gonna cover Angry Joe. We're gonna go over Jody. We're gonna see what Glaze and John Campy has to say. Grace liked it. I don't take Grace serious half the time. Anyway, I'm not gonna cover Grace, but I don't take her serious half the time any damn way because she's an L Gibbet. I think she's an. Listen, I hate to say this. Let me pull this back on myself. Grace, just come out of the closet. It's safe to come out. Okay? It's safe for your kind. Just come out of the closet. Nobody's gonna bat an eye. I've never met somebody that is so gung-ho for queer representation in every TV show and movie. Like, how are you a straight woman, if you are, and you're so hell-bent in making sure these movies and TV shows have proper queer representation? How does that work? Just come out of the closet, Grace, and get it over with. Okay, now let's get back to this. Yeah, I believe Grace is a lesbian. I believe it. I wholly believe Grace is a lesbian. I firmly believe it. I firmly believe it. Yeah, now they mad at, yeah, we'll see what Tyrone Magnus had to say as well. Yeah, they mad at Tyrone Magnus. How? It's gonna be a long show tonight, y'all. It's gonna be a long show tonight. Let's go.
And you fucking slapped him in the fucking face. You fucking disrespected him over and over. For what? He's done everything that you had. This is fucking absolutely bullshit. Poor fucking Henry, man. Leaves fucking Witcher to focus on Superman because the fucking studio told him that he was going to be Superman again. This is ridiculous. The man is a class act. Look at his Instagram
Listen
message.
to this man.
I have
Listen to
just
this.
had a
This was
meeting
2
with
years
James
ago,
Gunn
y'all.
and Peter Safran, and it's sad news, everyone. I will, after all, not be returning as Superman. After being told by the studio to announce my return back in October prior to their hire, this news isn't the easiest, but that's life. Look at this man, how humble and amazing he is. Look, the changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that. James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them and all involved with the new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortunes. For those...
Chris, unfortunately, a lot of people care about Cavill. That's why this movie's not going to do so well in the box office. But you can have at it, though, as you were. Let's continue.
Those who have been by my side throughout the years, we can mourn for a bit, but then we must remember, Superman is still around. Everything he stands for still exists, and the examples he sets for us are still there. This motherfucker is Superman, man. What? My turn to wear the cape has passed, but what Superman stands for never will. It's been a fun ride with you all, upwards and onwards.
Listen to
That's
this
my
man.
fucking Superman. The studios must not like money. Why do you not want my money?
Yeah.
What a class act. What a class act, Henry. What a fucking professional. I cannot believe he's handling this news. I mean, I would handle the news like I'm handling it now, but Henry's a professional. I'll get mad for you, Henry. What the fuck? Why can't I be put the suit back on? I've been working my fucking ass off. I left the fucking Witcher, and now I'm not gonna be Superman? What is wrong with you? Nobody wants to see a goddamn young Superman. Nobody. We've seen it already a bunch of times.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Earth-based Superman. It's time to go to space. It's time to fucking face big threats.
That's right.
Time
to go to space.
What am I gonna deal with the bully? Am I dealing with the bully and the Daily Planet? Is that what we're doing? Am I dealing with goddamn? I don't want a origin story, but you know what? Oh, Joe.
He said the bully and the Daily Planet. All right, that was 2 years ago. Hey, that was 2 years ago. Now, this is what we come to now.
I think it's just okay, and I'm more Joe than I am Alex. I'm more disappointed than I am this, and I need to rewatch it. I'm gonna see it again on Thursday. But you have to know something about me. You know how I hate musicals, and when people just start singing on screen, you look over, you'll see me on the theater go, "Ah!" Another thing that I don't like, unfortunately, is punk rock, and this is a punk rock Superman.
Yeah,
and
there's a dialogue in between with Clark and Lois, and this is when the Justice Gang is outside fighting an interdimensional imp when at her penthouse, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm not good with relationships," and she's like, "You trust everybody," and he's like, "Well, that's kind of punk rock." And she's like, "No, that's not punk rock." He's like, "Yeah, of course it's punk rock. It's the new Cranberry Snaggle Fracks." She's like, "That's not punk rock." She's like, "Well, yeah, it's punk rock." So they had this little back and forth about what the definition of punk rock was, and then when they got him out of the pocket dimension, took him back home to the Kents, and they lay him in the bed, and she's looking at his bedroom where he grew up, and there's a poster of the punk rock band, his favorite punk rock band. So this is what, and then like I said, that the whole Superman theme, when they played that shit on the keyboard, like the rock verse. Dr. Doug, where you at? You know when they on the Triton, you put on the rock sound, and it's like it tries to imitate a rock, like a guitar, but you know it's a keyboard. This shit kept playing throughout the entire movie, and then at the end, the punk rock song plays. His favorite punk rock song is playing at the end. I was like, hell to the no. But this is what he's talking about.
I don't like punk rock. I don't like the idea of punk rock Superman. I don't think it's cool to call Superman punk rock. That's just not my thing. And I know there's going to be people out there that think that's cool and that think that fits, but it's not me. And so I can respect, and I like punk rock from the outside. A few songs. The song choices here for the punk rock were terrible. I didn't like them.
Exactly.
And James, and honestly, I'm going to start flowing with the negatives, but I want to continue. There is some positives here, but as far as negatives go, there's a lot of choices that I disagree with. But ultimately, he does get the characters. The characters are great, so it is a solid foundation. And what I can say is it definitely feels like a cartoon. It definitely feels like Superman the Animated Series.
Then just go watch the Superman the Animated Series, y'all. That's y'all problem. So, once again, DC fans, you want Batman to be real. You want him to get shot, and I remember them breaking down the scene where Batman jumps out of the cops, right, out of the police station, and he parasails out, and he lands and hits the bridge. He would have been broken 7 bones, and there's no way he could have got back up. That's not real. They were picking that shit apart. Right, or when every time he got shot, it would glow on his armor. It would glow where the injury. He should have. You ever been shot before? You wouldn't get up. You be hurt. Y'all want Batman to be hella real, but you want cartoon version of Superman. You cannot. Do y'all realize how serious the cartoon version of Superman was? I'm not understanding. Like, y'all remember the fight scenes between Darkseid and Superman and Supergirl? Like, remember how vicious he was putting foot to ass. Like, he's beating up a girl, like full tilt. Like, it was not a lighthearted cartoon. Remember the episode of Batman with the little girl he had to kill, right? What episode? What was that of Batman, the animated series? There was this little girl, and she was like crazy powerful, and she could do all these crazy things, and everybody was scared of her. And at the very end, she's at the playground by herself, and Batman's like, "Are you gonna?" He's like, "I'll be here with you till the end." Those were serious cartoons. This movie is a very poor attempt at to be a serious cartoon based movie. Y'all are bugging. You guys are smoking angel dust. You're smoking angel dust, right? Was it Justice League? Okay. Was Superman the animated series a lighthearted cartoon, yes or no? Was Superman the animated series a lighthearted cartoon, yes or no? Was it lighthearted, yes or no? Was it lighthearted, yes or no? Okay. Give me any part of any animated Superman cartoon where it was jokes and lighthearted. Give me the animated Superman version that's cartoon that was not serious. Every iteration of Superman I can remember, he was serious, right? My favorite one is was it Flashpoint? My favorite animated is Flashpoint, because at the very beginning, when Superman first meets Batman, Superman's not fucking around, and Batman's doing all his little tips and tricks and trying to whatever, and they finally stop, and he's like, "Why is he?" Somebody asked Batman, "Well, why didn't he kill us?" Well, he could have killed us already. Like, he understood, like, this version of Superman was not to be fucked around with. Like, he would end you if he wanted to. So find me the cartoon iteration of Superman that was playful and jokey jokes and lighthearted and didn't have a serious tone to it. Okay? That's right. He did kill the police chief. He sure did. He sure did. Damn. Good catch, Club Fortune. He sure did. Hit him with the Omega beams. Zapped his ass. He sure did. Flashpoint to me is probably the best animated Justice League cartoon. One of the best animated cartoons ever. Because that shit was so bleak. There was no happy ending. Everybody got fucked up. It was not a happy ending at all. And only thing you could hope is that the Flash was able to reset everything or start everything brand new. So when he runs out into the ocean and you see everybody that's left behind from the Apocalypse War and somebody's guts were hanging out, and they were just all beat to hell, and you see the white light coming for everybody, and it just ended. It's like, oh damn, like that? That's how you gonna end it? Just like that. Yeah. The Killing Joke with the Joker, when Joker hits Batman with the gas, and he mistakes Lois for the Joker and takes her in the air, and Lois is pregnant. She suffocates in the atmosphere, and he brings her back, and he realizes that was Lois. Yeah. Superman went to the jail. And Batman was like, I got it. He's like, no, you're taking too long. Get Superman out the way. He about to end this dude. What we talking about, y'all? Come on.
Feels like Superman, the Justice League Unlimited. However, I would say it feels like those but the filler episodes, or the episodes in between the good episodes. And that's me being kind.
Once again, whether it's Injustice, the good version, the bad version, there's no light-hearted Superman. That's what I'm saying. Every time he's shown on in animated form, he's serious. Yes? Once again, find me the Superman cartoon, not talking about Max Fleischer from 1952. Find me the animated Superman that was not serious. That's it. Find me that version, and I'll stand corrected. So you want Superman serious in your cartoons, right? But you don't want him serious on the big screen. Okay, got it.
Kind. The soundtrack was weak. Outside of one song, which is mainly riffing off of John Williams, the soundtrack is really, really weak, so it didn't help to punctuate a lot of those moments outside the John Williams theme. I feel like the film never slows down. The pacing feels very fast. It almost feels kind of jumbled. The way it was told, it definitely feels like there was some reshoot.
Okay, so he eating crow. Let's go to the next victim. Let's go John Campion. Now I know John Campion is gonna glaze the fuck out of this. I didn't even want to watch his review. I just like, I refuse. This gonna be my first time watching his review with y'all. Look at these titles. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Superman hit an all-time highest DC movie audience score. Can it hold? Who gives a fuck? Where's it sitting at right now? It's at 82% Rotten Tomatoes. Critics don't like this. Public likes it. Okay? Let's get back to it. Where's this video about? Let's see. Look at this. Let's cope. More cope for it only making 100 million this weekend, right? Domestically. Look at this. Superman scores highest audience score for any DC movie ever. Who gives a fuck? No one's. Where is it? How long is this? Oh my God,
That down.
Watch this.
Let's move on to this, shall we? Last night, I did something that I can't believe has finally happened. Went to go see Superman. Rob, myself, Ray, Ann, our friends Matt and Jay Lynn, Tommy and Ryan, we all went out to dinner first, got ourselves stoked up, walked up the stairs, went into the theater, and we watched Superman. Now, I should point out right now.
Wait. You did get one. Who you think hired Zack Snyder? Everybody pay attention. Dream Reader asked, I wonder what a Christopher Nolan Superman would be like. Sir, you had one. Who you think hired Zack Snyder? Who do you think hired Zack Snyder to direct Man of Steel? Who do you think Christopher Nolan brought in to oversee the direction of the DCEU under his advisement? What you talking about? You had that. It's called Man of Steel. Jonathan Nolan wrote on it. Chris Terrio wrote on it. David Goyer wrote on it. All under the tutelage of Christopher Nolan. What you talking about? You had that. What you mean?
The people have spoken. I put this out on social media. We'll bring it up right here. As of right now, 85%, which I believe is a number you called out yesterday, Rob. I predicted 82%. You predicted 85%.
Settle down, yeah.
And here we are at 85%. So the critic score is 85%. The audience, the verified audience score, 96%. You know, it's funny. I was just talking on the show yesterday. We were talking about audience scores, and I said I never really pay much attention to even Rotten Tomatoes audience score, unless.
Okay, ask me how much does Warner Brothers own Rotten Tomatoes? Ask me the percentage. Does anybody know how much percentage does Warner Brothers owns for Rotten Tomatoes? Does anybody know? Did you even know that Warner Brothers was a partial owner of Rotten Tomatoes? Were you aware of that? Yes or no? Okay, so when it's movies, see, and that's why you can't really go by numbers. So when critics hate a movie but the audiences love it, it's okay. But when the critics love a movie and audiences hate it, then that's not okay. So which one is it? Right? Yeah, listen. And I liked Thunderbolts. I liked it. I liked the Thunderbolts. Right? They own 25% of Rotten Tomatoes. Warner Brothers owns 25% of Rotten Tomatoes. Let's continue to watch The Glazing.
It's below 60. I start getting a little concerned if it's below 60. But I don't really get impressed or take note unless it's over 90. Because I won't go into the whole thing again, but I don't really take notice unless it drops below 60 or goes over 90. This thing's at 96% right now, with well over 1,000 fans who went to go see the screenings last night, registering their votes, saying they like it. People like Superman. It just is what it is. There are going to be some people.
Okay, I don't know what bubble John lives in. All you got to do is go on Twitter, and y'all tell me. Go on Twitter. It's split down the middle, literally split. But come on, John, let's. Yeah.
But they're trying to paint this narrative that it's divisive. It's not divisive. Clearly, like any movie, there are going to be people that do like it and don't. There's going to be some people that don't like it. Movies are art. Art is subjective. It's all in different ways.
This movie is highly divisive. Matter of fact, okay, wait. Let me find. Let me go here. Let me go here. Wait. Here we go. So John said the movie's not divisive. I'm telling you right now, the movie's very divisive. Okay? Now, the black man says it's divisive. The white man says it's not divisive. One has a way bigger channel than the other. Who should you believe? But let's take a listen.
What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA, and man, I'm telling you guys right now, there's some nervous people over there in DC right now. Very nervous. Maybe the most nervous out of them all is James Gunn, because this dude made this movie. Even though you see these scores right here, 83% on the tomato meter, 96% on the popcorn meter, he knows that this movie is divisive. All right, this is a very, very divisive movie.
But the white man said.
Going to be some people that don't like the film, and there's nothing wrong with that. But don't buy into anybody trying to pitch you a narrative that this movie is divisive.
Yeah.
96% ain't divisive.
5 to 6%. Come on, you're just loud.
Yeah. 60 to 40 is divisive. 55 to 45, that's divisive. 85%, 96% is not divisive. But what would we think about it? Because I've had some movies that have had high scores that I've not liked. I've particularly had in the last month and a half a number of films I've been very excited about that I ended up walking out disappointed with. Jurassic, what's that?
Rebirth.
Yeah. Jurassic World Rebirth, Megan 2.0, which I was excited about, and I did not like that movie.
Right, everybody was trashing Jurassic Park Rebirth. Right, the reviews were bad, and this thing it grossed $300 million for the weekend globally. So which one is it? Was it bad or not? Okay, bad movies do make money. I remember Age of Ultron didn't do so well, audience and critics wise. It made $1 billion. Captain Marvel wasn't worldly liked. Made $1 billion. It can happen.
Even 28 years later, that I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think 20 years later, but I was hoping for a lot better. What would Superman do? Superman delivers. Superman delivers. It was, I said in my out of the theater reaction last night that it delivered joy, it delivered excitement, it delivered fun, it delivered heart, and it delivers hope.
And let me tell y'all, it did not. It did not. I'm sorry. I don't know what emotions. I can't speak for him, or whatever emotions he's feeling. If a movie resonates with you that deeply, that is awesome. I'm telling you, y'all, because we have different experiences, right? We have different life stories, but we have a common theme, and we have a certain commonality. I have nothing in common with this man, except that I watch comic book movies. That's as far as it goes. I don't know what joy and hope and all that. It's monkey shit to me. But okay. Once again, Mr. Blaxploit. I'm Mr. Terrific. God damn it. Okay. Gotcha.
It was the Superman that I think the world of movies really needs right now. Now listen, You guys know I am a massive fan of Man of Steel. And I actually had somebody say to me, how can you like Man of Steel and like and like the Superman?
It's ridiculous.
It's the same reason I like steak and I like ice cream. They're two totally different things.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love them both, and that's great. And I love Henry Cavill's interpretation of Superman. I love what Zack Snyder did in Man of Steel. But that was one kind of flavor. James Gunn delivers a different flavor, and I think it's a flavor that was extremely timely and extremely needed right now. And Rob can attest to this. I was laughing my ass off through a lot of the movie.
You were.
And several times literally yelled out, holy shit. Because, guys, there are a couple things they do in this movie that you are going to hear some people around you go, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't hear that, but okay.
One in particular.
two in particular. That is
I know one scene is when Lex shoots the guy in the head playing Russian roulette. He shoots the Arab guy to force Clark to tell him who helped him. That's the one scene that I know for sure that he was like, oh, because I was like, oh, I didn't see that one coming. The other stuff, not so much.
It's like, I did not think they'd go there. Anyway, we won't go to spoilers here. We're not going to go into any spoilers. By the way, I will do an open spoiler discussion on
Okay,
Sunday.
come on.
That never given us a reason to, I mean, everybody looked at him funny. Wait a minute, you got the Parks and Rec guy to play Star-Lord? Like,
Bro,
the
come on.
perfect guy to cast. We knew from day one Rachel Brosnahan was the perfect Lois Lane, and she is. She so embodies the spirit of Margot Kidder, I found in that, and I just thought she was an absolutely fantastic. And I can't say enough about Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. I really can't.
Jesse Eisenberg. And I think Jesse Eisenberg being cast as Lex was good for different reasons, but I didn't care for Nick. Listen, all he does is, he when he breaks up with Tess, the Eve chick, right? He's like, get out. And she's not moving fast enough for him. So, and then he throws a pencil at her on her way out. Okay? Now, why is that important? Why am I making light of that? Because we're seeing in the news a lot of men get charged and accused of assaulting women and causing bodily harm to women, right? We have this fresh in our minds with the Diddy, R. Kelly, Tyler Perry, who else is getting sued? Kanye now is getting sued for sexual assault. So to watch this white man, it's one thing to bark at the chick, but then he throws a pencil, like the cup of pencils at her. I was like, ooh, that's not good, right? I'm just saying.
Because he pushes this line sometimes of feeling like this comic booky evil guy, and then he'll do something that makes you hold your...
Wow, you said it was damn good? Wow. It was good. Not perfect, but damn good. Superman's about hope against tyranny. Snyder wasn't a depressed edgelord, too much gun with a little too much comedy. You said damn good? Hey, man, if you liked it, that's all that matters. Okay, damn good, huh? Oh, okay, right on.
breath. And Nicholas Hoult embodied all of it perfectly. One of the big things that we've heard coming out of all the early reactions and early reviews was the term, some variation of the term of, this is the most comic book movie we've ever seen. It is like the comic books literally left off the page and onto the screen, right? We've heard a lot of people say that.
So basically, y'all want a page for page. You want a live action comic book movie. Well, that's what you got. But it's not going to resonate with everybody. Y'all wanted a live action comic book movie. Okay, you got it. But guess what? It's not going to translate well to everybody else. I'm telling you right now, the numbers are bearing that out. The weekend projection numbers are telling us the casual audience does not care for a live action comic book movie. Okay, it's not translating well. Yeah, girl, right? But my man over here says,
regardless of the scores that you're looking at right now, the online chatter is, yo, I don't know about this movie. There's some people that love the movie, praise the movie, absolutely rocking with this movie in our space, all right? And then there's others in our space that absolutely can't stand the movie. And then there's people like me that are just like, it's just kind of mid. It's just kind of a mid movie. Not the worst thing that I've ever seen in my life. Definitely not the worst thing DC has ever cranked out. But you need Superman to be a home run, not a double, right?
And that's what exactly. It was not a home run. I just thought it was a single. Mr. Witcher, thank you for the 2 on the Cash App. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. You said 7.5 out of 10. Right above Man of Steel due to... oh, my God. Nigga, I can't take you serious at this point. I'm sorry. I do not respect your opinion. Sorry, get out of here. Sir, please stop this. Sir, please tell me you're trolling me right now. Y'all, everybody, listen. Let me take that back. I don't want an echo chamber. Yes, if you disagree, cool. But this, you are wrong as hell. A solid 7.5 to 8 out of 10. Right above Man of Steel due to clear-cut ethics being emphasized? What? They killed 2 people in this movie. What are you talking about? Hawk Girl willingly killed the president of Barovia. Lex Luthor willingly killed an innocent bystander. What are you talking about ethics? What ethics? Where? Y'all keep referring to the Zod scene. Did you see Zod trying to burn up the people against the wall? Did y'all forget why Soup had to snap that man's neck? He said, I'm not gonna stop. Okay, you know what? Let me refresh y'all. Y'all talking about, listen, I respect what you said, but you look a little crazy to me right now, man. You look a little crazy. Matter of fact, didn't Superman in Superman 2 kill Zod, Feora, and the big one, knocking them down in the bottomless pit? The fuck you talking about ethics, man? Come on, bro. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Respectfully, please don't do this. Come on, man. I'll go bar for bar with you on this movie thing. This is not what you want. He talking about ethics. I got you. Okay, so let's revisit this scene real quick, yeah? So let's revisit this scene, shall we? The man said he went. You talking about ethics? Okay, let's go.
You can mourn for them.
He's trying to cook these people. He's trying to cook these people. What you talking about? Yeah, hey, listen, he kidnapped people. Okay, you talking ethics. Lex Luthor had a pocket dimension full of kidnapped people. He had an ex-girlfriend write a blog about him. Kidnapped her, put her in a pocket dimension. Did you see how big the pocket dimension, that jail cell? Listen, he had some creature that would drive them, fly them. There was so many different pods of people in cages and cubes, locked up against their will. What you talking about ethics? Like when they pan back and you see how big this motherfucker had thousands of people kidnapped in glass cubes. What are you talking about, man? So we're talking ethics. Okay, let's go to ethics. Come on.
Don't do this!
He's about to cook these people. He said, I'm not gonna stop.
Stop! Never.
That was a cold scene. That was a cold scene. I mean, what you talking about, man? Come on, bring your ass back up in here, Panther God. Come on back up in here and get this work.
I get it now. I totally get exactly what they were saying. This was a living manifestation of a comic book. The spirit of comic books. In every way, shape, or form. And one of the things that this movie is unapologetic about is that this is a comic book movie that takes place in a world that's in a comic book. And it's unapologetic about it. And it never pulls its punches on it.
And once again, it's not translating well to the general public. Okay? So the white man says one thing, the brother man says this.
Hey, it can't just be a double and like a stretched out double, like you had to race around that first base and get to second base, and you barely made it in at a double. That's what this movie feels like. It's divisive. And I think right now, DC has to be wondering, how is this thing going to do in the box office? Because ultimately, when you're launching a new universe, that's what really matters. How excited was the audience to go and watch this movie? Did it make enough money to justify continuing? And yeah, I think DC right now, they got to be a little bit nervous. This is on thatparkplace.com. Shout out to Marvin Montanaro. James Gunn Superman could lose to Man of Steel in opening weekend box office, according to projections. Bam. Can y'all imagine the shit talk we gonna hear from the Snyder Bros?
Yeah, and I'm gonna be right there with him, talking hella cash money shit. Listen, I'm talking Man of Steel, no inflation numbers. Okay, this is how bad this movie is. This movie's so bad, it will not beat Man of Steel pre-inflation numbers. Pre-inflation numbers, global box office is $670 million. Weekend is 120, 118. This is pre-inflation numbers. If you're talking inflation numbers, Man of Steel weekend 180, global $970 million. So how do you want it? You want it slow or you want it fast? I can give it to you either way. You want to get shot, you want to get stabbed? Which one? I'm gonna hurt you both ways. You wanna get shot in the ass or stabbed in the side of your stomach? Which one? Which one you want? Because I'm gonna hit you either way. You want the post-inflation numbers? You want the pre-inflation numbers? Okay, I got you coming and going.
This shit happens, holy shit, they gonna be insufferable. the Snyder Bros ain't never shutting up. Never shutting up. And I don't blame them, all right? I don't blame them because, look, Man of Steel took a lot of heat. Took an absolute metric ton of heat when it came out. And if this movie makes less than Man of Steel, even adjusted for inflation, all right? Because look, Marvin Montanaro, he goes into it, man. He breaks it down for us. Yeah, he's talking about this Thursday numbers shell game. So back in the day, the Thursday night previews didn't count towards the Friday numbers like they do now, all right? That's basically what he's saying. Box Office Pro had listed Man of Steel's opening at $116 million, but it's excluding the $12 million that were earned from Thursday preview screenings, which were counted separately at the time. Yeah, and he's correct. So if you go to Box Office Mojo and you look at Man of Steel and you scroll down, you see that opening $116 million, right? That's what it said, the exact thing that it said for Box Office Pro. But
those are pre-inflation numbers, okay? 116.
It doesn't include this $12 million on Thursday, all right? Like, these totals generally are built together. It's built in with Friday's numbers now. So, like, the Friday numbers would be $56 million. But if you were to scroll over here and you see the numbers after the third day, it's like, okay, it was $128 million on that third day, Sunday, and that's the actual opening, all right? As we would measure it today. But they didn't used to measure this number. They just counted Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that's it. They didn't measure this $12 million into the mix. And so, yeah, Marvin basically says, hey, look, we got to take that $12 million into the mix, and that $116 million basically ends up at $128 million. You know, and then now here's what Box Office Pro is estimating: 115 to 135 million. And you know, they say, well, that's still more than 128 million, right? They say, whoa, what about adjust for inflation? Yeah, so you got to adjust this for inflation. Man of Steel equates to about $174.5 million in today's dollars. Yeah, so basically, in order for Superman to beat Man of Steel, it has to beat $174.5 million. It's not gonna
happen. It's not gonna happen. This is not gonna happen.
Gonna make it. It's not going to make it, okay? It's not going to make that amount. If it does, it does. I'll be the biggest, most surprised person in the world. And then it's well on its way to $1 billion. But I don't think it's going to hit that number. Now, I think it could come in somewhere around $150 million. And that's a fair price. I think that's fair, even though it does.
I don't think it does that. And 125 is my number. Okay. Now, who else? Let's see who else was glazing. Let's go Jody's Corner. Let's see what he has to say. Jody's Corner, and we're going to check out Tyrone Magnus. We're going to check out Tyrone Magnus. I got time today, y'all. Let's see. Uh-oh.
I have a confession to make. I'm going to be watching the advanced screening for Superman, and it was a last-minute decision because I didn't want to get spoiled, so I decided to, fingers crossed, and I'm excited, and I'm scared.
We don't get the hell out of here.
Just waiting on this bad boy to start. It's going to start any moment. No previews, but there it is. Bring it. Not even that. It's a very interesting, inspirational, preachy at times, action-packed, visually stunning, not so awesome at times.
Visually stunning. The contrast is turned up too high, y'all. You know when you play with your TV, the old TVs, you had everything, brightness, color, contrast, and something else, and you turn the contrast up too, and it just brightens everything. No. Visually, no. No. But come on.
Awesome at times, confusing, a lot of questions, movie.
Listen, Fantastic Four is going to eat this movie's lunch. I promise you Fantastic Four will not flop. I promise you Fantastic Four will not flop. It's going to do better than what people are projecting it to do. I'm more than sure. It's going to eat Superman's lunch. Come on.
This is going to be spoiler-free, guys. And, yeah, man, James Gunn wrote, directed this bad boy. You guys know how I feel about it, about him writing and directing. I think that James has his own style of writing, and that works. And for certain characters, it doesn't work. With Superman, it works. I think that it works.
No, it doesn't. Come on, Jody, don't do this, bro. Jody, let me see these comments. What they saying in the comments? Are they cooking his ass in the comics? Look at Jody's face. That grade is going to drop. He wasn't feeling that shit. So years, Jody has been glazing up James Gunn in this Superman movie as almost the second coming of Christopher Reeve. But when his movie falls short of his lofty expectations and does a lot of zigging, instead we get this review. Damn. This movie wasn't it. Jody, and you know it deep down in your heart. The writing was shallow as hell. Superman got his ass kicked and barely got out of any of his fights, and he seemed pretty dumb. There was no Clark Kent personality in this movie. Krypto was annoying most of the time. Tone was all over the place. Couldn't take anything seriously. I like Mr. Terrific more than I did Superman. I like James Gunn's vision and the aesthetic of his universe building, but his writing has to improve major. That's what y'all say about Zack Snyder. Zack needs help writing his movies. That's the same thing y'all said about Zack. Zack needs help writing. He needs a writer. I agree. Zack needs a full-time screenwriter, or needs to bring in David Goyer more often, or Chris Terrio to kind of flesh his stuff out. I agree. But y'all, James Gunn could do it all, right? Let's continue. Man, this movie is an abomination. Jody, come on now, bro. We get that you a DC fan and you want them to succeed, but don't do this shit to these people. This is a top tier CW garbage. I can't believe Fantastic Four about to beat this movie. Oh, it's gonna beat his ass. Doesn't sound legendary, doesn't sound rewatchable. Soundtrack sucks and questionable storytelling, bruh. I kind of don't want to watch it now. Wait for VOD. Hey, look, it took everything for Jody not to spaz out over this mid-movie. Couldn't do the C. Laughing my ass off. You described a C movie, Jody. I don't think the audience is going to read that graphic book before watching the movie. They don't. They're normies. They don't care about comics like that. So it's mid. Got you. Okay, come on.
It works for the character, but does it work for the DCU as a whole?
This man doesn't even believe the lies he's telling y'all.
I would say no. I would say that this film
work?
should have been an origin. This film is not an origin, so
Why
you guys
you
already
need
knew that. I'm
another
not going to give you guys
origin
any spoilers. Trust
Why?
in me. So let's go down the list. You have Lois Lane, a reporter who is, working for the Daily Planet, top notch. She already knows who Superman is, clearly based on the trailer. She's interviewing Superman, and they have that moment where they go back and forth when he finally says, people were gonna die. And it was so powerful in the trailer. But then when you see that same scene in the actual context of the film, it doesn't really matter that much. A character like Superman needs to have his humanity in the forefront. And I think that James did a really good job at that. You get the sense that Superman cares for people. His actions, what he says, how he presents himself is...
Man, we already got that in Man of Steel, bro. We got that in Superman Returns. We got that in Christopher Reeves. When has Superman not been helping people? Come on camera. When? Since when? That's his thing. Hell, he even saved the damn squirrel in this movie. A squirrel's about to get squashed by the kaiju, and he saved the squirrel. Like, bro, we get it. Come on, stop. Did we all forget the first opening act of Man of Steel when he saved the motherfucking oil rig workers? Are we gonna do this again? Right? Remember the fight scene in the town? The guy fell out the helicopter. Superman went to go save him. Right? We come on. Let's not do this. This glazing. It don't pay to glaze. It doesn't pay to glaze.
It's very Superman-esque. David Cornswet, I think, did a great job as Superman, and I think that his Clark Kent needs some work. I'm a little bit disappointed in his Clark Kent because the trailer is a little bit misleading in the sense of, like, his duality between being Clark and being Superman. I don't think that his Clark Kent was very much different than his Superman. And that trailer, all right, Cronkite, all right, let's go for it. Yeah. We gonna interview? Yeah. That was misleading. We didn't get much of Clark Kent in this movie, shockingly enough. Looks like we got some stuff on those hands, bro. We can't go out like that. There we go. I just feel like they could have did more with Clark Kent. Put more of him in the movie. And that's the theme of this movie. It needed more time. 2 hours and however 7 minutes. And you're thinking about end credits. The end credits was like, the end credits were about a solid 10 minutes. So we're talking about sub 2 hours. It feels like it. It feels like it happens quickly. It doesn't feel like you sat back and watched a complete story. Like, this movie leaves you wanting more. And this movie leaves you wishing that there was more in it. Like, it's a difference between leaving you wanting more because this movie does. It's like, oh, that was so good, I want more, which is true. But with that, I felt like I didn't get enough. There's some narrative issues here, and all of it has to do with the fact that there is a prequel novel out there that is absolutely canon, 100%. It's the real prequel to Superman, and it's the origin to Superman. And none of that was...
Nobody cares, Jody. It doesn't pay the glaze. Come on, let's go find Tyrone Magnus, because I know everybody's mad at him. I saw somebody making videos about him, calling him a sellout or a coon or a butter biscuit. I don't give a damn about all that, man. I don't give a damn about all that. I want to hear his take on the movie. I'm dying to hear his take on the movie. I know Lucas was happy it didn't do good. Let's go.
What is happening next? This is gonna be fun. Get over and follow the Nerdrotic. Tell him Tyrone Magnus sent you. Laughing already.
Superman is an immigrant, and if you don't like that, then
he's a refugee. That's what he is. He didn't come here voluntarily. He's like an unwilling infant refugee that was sent here. Okay, to get away from all of that turmoil on Krypton that eventually destroyed.
You're not American. MAGA today was getting a little upset that he called Superman an immigrant. I want to get your reaction. Somebody needs a hug.
Okay, that's not it. Did he go? He went to go see it, right? So he's reacting neurotic. Okay, let me see. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is it. Okay, let's go. He's 48? Wow.
All right. Let's see here. Share this. Going here. He ain't getting no damn new suit at the end of the movie. Okay? So everybody was wrong about that. What? He's gonna get a new suit at the end. Watch. He's gonna get a new suit. It's gonna be way better.
Yeah, I kept hearing that. No, yeah, right. No new suit.
They did not say whether his mother made his suit or not. Okay? So then nobody has that excuse to lean on. About that baggy, that trash bag suit. Okay?
Chris, bro, I don't know what the hell you listen, man. Respectfully, I don't know what the hell you be looking at, you be watching. God bless you, sir. God bless you. Like I said, all pushback is welcome. Differing opinions are welcome. I do not run an echo chamber, but bro, come on, stop. Copium, stop.
Let me see. What else here? What else? A big one that people are pissed off about is that James Gunn made his parents evil.
This motherfucker stupid. All right, so I'm gonna take it from this that Tyrone did not like this movie. I'm gonna assume that he did not like this movie. Let's see, Neurotic. I believe Neurotic did not like this movie as well. I know Jeremy Johns gave it a mid. It was mid, right? Let's see. I really wanted to like James Gunn's Superman, spectacularly mid and overwhelmingly whelming with something worse than Clark letting Pa Kent get sucked up in a tornado. Oh, let's go.
Spirit Empire.
Ukraine, Israel, Palestine, and none of the online discourse surrounding these topics holds a candle to Superman. And you can almost understand, considering all of the hubris, ignorance, incompetence, and unforced errors that have led to the third reboot of The Man of Steel in 20 years from America's dumbest company, Warner Brothers. After David Zaslav mercilessly and justifiably cleansed himself of all the executives responsible for the Snyder fiasco, he brought in the very humble James Gunn, who admittedly inherited the total dumpster fire that was the DCEU. Now, it certainly didn't help that James Gunn's first public act as head of DC was to fire Henry Cavill, right after The Rock talked Henry into being in Black Adam, a decision the Warner executives and James Gunn were certainly aware of. The fans were not happy, but I think at least they could understand if James Gunn wanted to start with a clean slate, which turned out not to be the case. James Gunn and company announced they were not only doing a Superman movie, they were creating an all-new DC universe, announcing multiple projects, some of which have already been canceled. And it turns out they would feature some whole...
So next year you got Supergirl, the Clayface movie. Who asked for a goddamn Clayface movie with no Batman? And then you got the Green Lanterns series coming on HBO Max next year. Y'all are not gonna watch none of that shit. You're not gonna watch the Lantern series on HBO Max. If you don't already have HBO Max, you're not gonna download it next year when it comes out. Oh, I gotta get HBO Max so I can watch the Lantern series. You're not. You're not gonna do that. And I definitely gonna see y'all going to go watch a goddamn Clayface movie. Do you even know? Half y'all do y'all even know who Clayface is? Right? Half y'all be like, who's Clayface? It's one of the Batman villains. Right? So then you're gonna be like, well, is Batman gonna be in it? Huh? Go figure. Okay. Let me skip ahead.
So despite what James Gunn says about James Gunn's DCU, Superman needs to not only be a hit, it needs to be a walk-off home run. And as far as the marketing for this film is concerned, which is really important on a scale from Rachel Zegler to 10, I'd give it a 6. If you take James Gunn out of the equation, I'd give it an 8. But at least as far as insufferable political Hollywood was concerned, they pretty much stayed out of it until now. Thanks to Variety's Mark Milken, the bane of the adult pretender and friend of YouTubers everywhere.
James has said that Superman is an immigrant story, that it is political. MAGA today was getting a little upset that he called Superman an immigrant. I wanted to get your reaction.
Somebody needs a hug. It's just a movie, guys. It's just a movie.
It is exactly what the movie is about, I think, that, like,
That was certainly the last thing James Gunn and the Warner Brothers executives needed, but not to worry. The Warner Brothers handpicked social media influencers who were offered a free screening and free drinks are here to the rescue with a diverse set of unique and authentic...
Yeah, this is Chris from 3C Films. I don't know why I'm still subbed to him, but listen, I don't trust, I just take these motherfuckers with a grain of salt, man. Like, I get it. Your station in life, you did a Hollywood red carpet, and that's your life is good. Like, your one goal in life was to walk a Hollywood red carpet, and I'm like, okay, good for you. But are you gonna give an honest take on what you just watched, right? Because you know he gave it a glowing review.
Reactions.
Hashtag Superman is a triumph for the new DC universe. It's a comic book movie brought to beautiful live-action life, brimming with hope and fulfillment. It actually elicited tears of joy from me. Hashtag Superman is a triumph for the new DC universe.
Clayface is a failed actor, and somehow he gets a hold of a chemical that can make him transform his face or body into anything, any person, but it messes with his brain, and then somehow he ends up committing crimes and coming across Batman's radar. And it's a complex character when done right. It was done right on the Batman series, the animated series. That version of Clayface is pretty good. But once again, you got the Clayface Batman dynamic. You want to watch a Clayface movie about a struggling failed actor that gets a compound and turns to crime? That's almost like The Substance with Demi Moore. Almost like The Substance. Almost. Kind of, sort of. Like, oh, I've seen this before, right? Yeah.
It's a comic book movie brought to beautiful live-action life. Hashtag Superman is the perfect comic book movie. It felt like I was at my local comic shop reading a Superman book as the characters leapt off the pages. And movie scoops. It's a comic book brought to beautiful live-action life, brimming with hope and fulfillment. It actually elicited tears of joy from me. Hashtag Superman is fun, heartfelt, and feels like a comic book come to life. Hashtag Superman is a thoroughly entertaining reboot, yielding many sequences that feel like they were ripped straight from a Golden Age comic book. Hashtag Superman left me with a giant...
So, to those that did not walk the red carpet, to those that are not getting, first access to these movies from Warner Brothers or any movies, people, this is the beauty of social media. You can counter certain narratives because everybody has a phone, everybody has cameras, everybody has a laptop, everybody has a microphone, right? So we can counter these narratives that they're enticing these shill influencers. Like, people are not stupid. You know a good movie, halfway through you're like, oh, okay. A lot of times through the first act you're like, oh, this is going to be good, right? So shout out to all the brave souls that are going against the narrative and speaking and saying the real. This is a trash ass movie. I'm sorry. Now, if you liked it, great, but I'm telling you, this is not translating well to the general audience. Is it tracking numbers change at all? Let me see. I keep forgetting today's only Thursday, so we gotta wait till literally Monday morning for actual numbers, right? But I find it funny, all the Glazers 2 years ago that were like, first you're upset that Cavill got fired, now you're like, oh, James we trust, or in Gunn we trust, right? In Gunn we trust, and now it's like, exactly. So it's still at 82%. Okay, let me see. Let's see some tracking numbers. Let's see what we can find. If anything's changed. Ooh. Yeah, still the same. Still the same. Between 100 and 130. Between 100 and 130. Okay, let's do Forbes. All right. Okay, on Tuesday, Variety forecasted an opening between 120 and 130 from 4,000 North American screens. Okay. Warner Brothers being conservative with its opening weekend projection for the film and is forecasting a $100 million day 3-day bow. Okay. Hollywood Reporter, okay, long range tracking leader, National Research Group, said projecting that the film would make anywhere between 125 to 145 million in its first Friday to Sunday frame. NRG has adjusted its forecast to 130. Either way, if you're gonna match it against Man of Steel inflation numbers, this is not it. It needs to hit 180. This is not it, y'all. So shout out to all the Glazers. Keep glazing. Keep glazing. You know, keep glazing. All right, that is my review breakdown of this very, very silly, very poorly written, just a waste of everybody's efforts and talents. This movie is not it. Listen, this movie will not age like fine wine, unlike Man of Steel. And this movie will be forgotten quickly. Now, the one saving grace in this movie could be the merchandise, crypto merchandise, shirts, hats, plush dolls, whatever the case may be. Crypto may be its only saving grace, but no, man. If it couldn't beat Man of Steel, the very universe you said we need to scrub it, and you couldn't beat what it did, then you know what are we talking about. So shout out to Mr. Hatch or Mr. Archer. I forget his last name, but he sponsored this. He bought me the ticket, which I greatly appreciate, because I was not going to spend my money on this movie, and I'm so glad. I'd be pissed if I had spent my money. Matter of fact, Mr. Hatch, sir, I'm pissed for you. Okay, save y'all money, or at the very minimum, do a matinee. You're gonna walk out like this was a kid's movie. Okay, you're gonna walk out feeling like, oh, I just watched a movie for kids. So let's see what we got coming out the next 2 weeks. July movies, and I'm gonna get out of here, because y'all are running around here talking about it's gonna make 700 million. No, the fuck it's not. Where? So let's see what we got coming out after Superman. What is this? July. Okay, so this is Superman weekend, right? Okay, does anybody? Okay, this is Superman's weekend. All right. Now, next week. Okay, here we go. Next week we got the Smurfs. Say what you want. Laugh if you want. Do not be surprised. It's the Smurfs. Okay? Do not underestimate the appeal of the Smurfs to kids. The same day we have I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot. I will be going to go see this. Okay? And then that's it until the 19th or the 25th. And we got Fantastic Four. And it's over at that point. It's lights out, if you ask me. I think Fantastic Four is going to just come in and whoop ass. It's going to come in and whoop ass. And you still got Jurassic World in theaters whooping ass too. All right. So then after that, what do we got? Because that's it for July. Okay. Yeah, good luck with that, Superman fans, James Gunn stans, and gun glazers. Good luck with that. Where is Jurassic Park looking at? Jurassic World. Yeah, good luck, gun glazers. It doesn't need to make money. It just needs to show a strong word of mouth. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. This thing is sitting at 359 million worldwide. It will definitely hit 400 million, 425, maybe 450 by this weekend. Right? It'll definitely be in the 400s. I'm thinking 425, 450. You know. Okay. All right. Tomorrow, back to our regularly scheduled program and regularly scheduled topics. I thank everybody for coming through. Thank you to everybody that donated tonight. As always, I'm appreciated. I'm appreciative. I'm sorry. I'm always appreciative. Sir Grizzle, thank you for the 10. Sly, keep cooking, Superman. These corpo shills, well done. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm serving Superman shish kebabs. Right? Eric, oh, thank you for the 2 on the chat. I appreciate it. Were the jokes over? Hell yeah. Listen, James Gunn, college frat boy humor. The one scene I forget when Ultraman dislocates his shoulder and then Superman whips him into the building and goes into the black hole, and then he pops his shoulder back, and you can see that I was like, oof. You see him pop his shoulder back into the socket. That was cool, I guess, you know. So all right, I thank y'all. I bid y'all adieu until next time.